Hello and welcome to Coffee Chats. My name is Sarah and this is a spoiler-free review of Wonder by R.J. Palacio. This book is all about August, who's 10 years old and he is going to 5th grade, which is going to be his first year in a regular school. He's been homeschooled up to this point because he was born with a craniofacial abnormality, meaning that his face looks very different from most people's and he's had to have a lot of surgeries because of this. So 5th grade is going to be the first year that he's well enough to be able to go to a regular school. August, of course, is really nervous about going to regular school because middle school really isn't any fun for anyone, especially someone who doesn't look like everybody else. I'd heard a lot of good things about this book, which is why I decided to pick it up. Originally, I started it in January, I think, but I couldn't get into it. I was a little bit thrown off by the voice since it starts out in August's point of view. So he's 10 and he talks like he's 10. The writing style is like that of a 10-year-old, which wasn't something I was really feeling. I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy it, but I ended up picking it back up a couple days ago and read it in one night because I really loved it. I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, so I'm really glad that I did go back to it. Something that I really liked about this book was how it switched perspectives between the characters. So it starts out in August's point of view, but then we get to hear from his sister and some of his friends at school, and that way you just get to see the story from a lot of different points of view. I really liked this because it allowed you to get into the heads of all of the different characters, and it really showed how different people were struggling with different things and how one situation might affect different people in unique ways. I think this really helped illuminate one of the themes of the book, which was how important it is to be kind to people because you don't know what they're going through. It's important to think of how what you're saying might affect someone depending on what's going on in their life, and I think this book did a really good job of showing that. Something else that I really liked were there were precepts, which is like a life motto, and their English teacher would have a monthly precept, and you got to see how the different characters would respond to that. And in the end, each of the characters got to write their own precept, which was just another way to really understand what they were going through, and I really enjoyed that element of the book. The only thing I really ended up not enjoying about this book was I was really disappointed that Julian, who is the main antagonist of this book, he didn't get a perspective, and that was something that I kept waiting for. I wanted to know when it was going to be his turn to get some chapters, and he never did, which I was really bummed about because we got to see so many different perspectives and so many takes on the same issue, and so I felt like Julian deserved a chance to explain what he was thinking and why he was so mean to August. It turns out there's actually a sort of sequel to this book. It's called The Julian Chapter. It's shorter. I think it's only like 100 pages or so, maybe even less than that, which is all from Julian's point of view. I also read that. I only gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't think it was as well written as Wonder, and honestly I really just felt like he didn't need his own book. I felt like it could have gone in Wonder and have made this book stronger and made the Julian chapters a lot stronger. I know if you've read them, they don't exactly chronologically fit into this as well, but I still think it's something that Palacio could have done, and it would have made both books even stronger. So overall, I really highly recommend this book. It is a little bit younger, but it's one of those younger books that I feel even adults can learn a lot from reading and get a lot of enjoyment out of reading. And if you have read this, I really recommend that you go read the Julian chapter. If you haven't, it's worth it, even though it's not quite as strong. It really helps you to understand what Julian is going through, and I think that adds another level of empathy to this novel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, there are links in the description if you want to find Morgan and I some other places on the internet. Bye!